Hi, I've received this package, uh, and as you know, it came all the way from India. And what it contains, at least what I hope it contains, are a watch or two, or who knows, there could be up to 5 watches in this package. Now, just as a bit of a way of explanation, these were some of the first watches I've ever bought, automatics at least. I had never bought an automatic watch before. I hadn't even worn watches for a good long time. Just using my BlackBerry or whatever else I have handy. Uh, and then I started following different watch communities and seeing what was out there and looking at different watches, and eventually I came upon the Seiko double oh 009. Now, when I ordered this, it was going to take 4 or 5 weeks, I think, and it did take an exceptionally long amount of time. And as I was slowly getting into the process, I got a little impatient. I went on eBay, as some of the YouTubers suggest, and one of the things that I found were all these Seikos, and they looked beautiful, and they looked retro, and they looked really cool. And I thought, man, I'd like to uh, pick some of these up, and they are cheap. We're talking some as low, I think, as $15, and that includes shipping from India, shipping and duty and everything else. $15 to I think at the high end. One of these I've spent $50 for, but the rest I think are between 15 and maybe pushing 30. There's not much in the way of priciness here. But anyways, I thought I'd cut it open, or at least the package, and show you what's inside and see if it's something worthwhile. Now, I'm by no means a watch expert, but let's uh, let's see if on the face of it, at least, it looks interesting. So I'm just gonna give this a bit of a cut with my leatherman. I don't know if you can tell. I'm just gonna. It doesn't smell super fresh. There's kind of a pungentness to it, which is hard to explain. And inside is this disc, which I think, oh man, it's really unpleasant. Like, it smells like BO in the worst possible way. But the funny thing is, the package itself isn't. I have no idea where this smell is coming from. Here's, the package itself doesn't smell bad, but there's all of a sudden this pungent odor. It's just gross, and I have no idea what it's coming from. So that's the first bit. Now let's get into this. I'm a little cautious. I don't want to. There we go. Okay, so it looks like all this packaging for a single watch. Now let's just have a look here and see what we have. Now, to be honest, my first sight is I see a bracelet, and that bracelet looks really nice. And let's see what else we have here. There is some sort of little jeweled thing. I'm really not sure what that's supposed to be. Earrings? Let's see the backside. Obviously, that might just be patently obvious to everyone else, in which case, I'm sorry. So, let's cut this open and see if it looks. I don't remember actually buying anything with a metal strap. So let's have a look at what I've got here. Let's cut a bit of this open. The bracelet is exceptionally delicate looking. Very delicate, and it's got a spring in it. It's a spring bracelet. And so now we're down to the watch itself. This is actually looking kind of interesting. And let's have a look. So, this is what we have. Let me see if I can't get that a little better focused. And it is actually quite gorgeous. This, I believe, is what they call the railroader. And I'll do some close-ups. On the web, this looked absolutely massive. It looked like the largest thing I'd ever seen. Uh, and this is the one I paid $50 for. It has, and the website said this. The website said that its face had been refinished, and obviously I'm in no doubt of that. The back says that this is a Japan movement, for whatever that is worth. It looks pretty darn good, and I'd be really curious to hear what people have to say. Make sure that it's the right way up. The date is off, but I wasn't expecting that to be on. And other than that, it's quite interesting. This bracelet here. It's rough on the inside. This edge here there's a coarseness and a roughness to it that isn't really my cup of tea. And actually, I question whether it will fit. Actually, it's not so far off. Hold on, just give me a second here. So let's have a look and see if this fits. Here it goes. It feels exceptionally cheap. I should say that first of all. Let's see if I can't get my arm around here. And on me, this is teeny. This is teeny, but it's interesting. The camera definitely makes it look bigger, which I think is what they say about cameras. But there it is. This is apparently a Seiko Railroad Seiko 5. I'm going to do a little more investigation, and I'll let you know just what it's like. So it's been a few weeks since I got this watch, and I now have a tool for taking it apart, and I just thought I'd show you what the back looks like. And so I picked this up from Amazon as part of a kit. I think I spent $20. It was a pretty good deal. Most of the pieces are flimsy, but a couple of them, like this, I don't know where else you'd get this, and these really, stand apart. But yeah, the screwdrivers was terrible. I scratched a Seiko that I had bought for my dad. But anyways, so if you have a look here, I'm just gonna zoom in, and you can see it's running. So when I had first bought this, I had expected it to be fully rusted out. I had read a few things from the web that said, India is a hot place, and this is an Indian watch, hot, humid place. Expect these things to be fully rusted out. And instead, what I got was an extraordinarily clean, and very well running watch. When I spin the watch around, the balance seems to, I don't want to say catch, but it seems to have some slower areas. I don't know if that's normal. I don't often take watches apart, but that might just be a bit of a defect. But otherwise, it looks quite good. And I'll tell you what the rating on this says. It says Japan 63192, and then 2121 joules, and Seiko. Anyways, I just thought I'd take this apart because it's one thing to see the front, and I was slightly curious. I knew it wasn't battery powered because when I left it would run down, but I was curious to see what it looked like on the back. And this is actually giving me a lot of confidence. I'm really curious. I'll give you an update once I get a better strap, but I'm really looking forward to wearing this watch. And that's it for me. I'm going to post this, and I'll be posting a couple more as I get some more watches. I hope you stay tuned. Thanks. Bye.